Welcome to the BEASTwriter family where social media engagement is encouraged. I am your host, Ryan Sakamoto, and today we are going to be discussing and breaking down the news that just came out over the past weekend. It's nothing new. There's been talks surrounding the quarterback position on what the 49ers would do at number 3. Are they going with Mac Jones, as everyone says, including the national media? Or are they rolling the dice on the guy like Justin Fields or Trey Lance, a more mobile dual threat quarterback who really fits the scheme better? I think that goes without saying. Here in the BEASTwriter family, you guys know, ultimately, when news broke and all the national media was saying, oh, they traded up number 3 for Mac Jones. And I was like, nah, dude, that's a huge smokescreen, bro. Huge smokescreen. It's still a huge smokescreen, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to be Mac Jones. Ultimately, the two names that are being brought forth are Trey Lance and Mac Jones. Again, it's not going to be Mac Jones. That's just my line of thinking as of today. Now, things can change up until the draft, but what I'm hearing, it ain't Mac Jones. I think it's going to be Trey Lance when it's all said and done. Ultimately, I did say, and I say ultimately because, again, I put out these predictions, and when these predictions don't hold up, or when they do hold up, you guys got to know everything I say in real time. So if you guys watched my earlier live streams, I said it was Justin Fields, right? And then I rolled over and covered my basis as to when news broke that it was between Mac Jones and Trey Lance. And I said, well, if it's Mac Jones and Trey Lance, obviously I think it's going to be Trey Lance because he's a more dual threat quarterback. He's a better fit for the scheme, off the play action pass and so forth. So you guys kind of see where I'm going with this, right? So as news breaks every single day, we learn and live to learn another day, like living to play another down in football. And you really put 2 and 2 together to really formulate the best educated guess as to what the Niners are doing. Now, exactly, I have insider information, so it's kind of different. But with that being said, if I had to take an educated guess today and it came between Mac Jones and Trey Lance, I think it's going to be ultimately be Trey Lance. A number of different reasons. I pointed out in an earlier live stream. I'll include those live streams in the description box below after this podcast concludes. But again, I want to say Trey Lance is definitely going to be the guy. And that's just my thinking. If you go any other direction other than Trey Lance, if it was between Trey Lance or Mac Jones, and you take Mac Jones, heads will roll. Because let's face it, Kyle Shanahan and GM John Lynch will be tied and married to this quarterback who may or may not pan out. And ultimately, if he doesn't pan out, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan can both be booted out of San Francisco faster than you can say San Francisco treat. It goes without saying, because at the end of the day, when you make a power play move to move up from 12 to 3, you ultimately need to hit a home run. And if you're going to swing for the fences and you're already in the batter's box and you have a full count against you, odds are you want to swing for the fences and hit it out of the ballpark on the swing. You don't want to take a walk. You don't want to take safe bets. You want to go and swing for the fences. And ultimately, if I was GM John Lynch, which I'm not, but if I was, I would either select Trey Lance or Justin Fields, plain and simple. Now, I'm a huge Roll Tide fan. You guys all know that. I love Mac Jones, and I think he's the most accurate quarterback in this year's draft class. I also believe he has the most cerebrally aptitude to get it done going through his progressions with field awareness. So in that regard, there's a reason why Kyle Shanahan ranks him high on his list. However, with that being said, again, you want to go with the critical factors. Trey Lance and Justin Fields are head and shoulders above Mac Jones. Just saying it. All right, so let's get to your questions. But before we go ahead and do that, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for subscribing to my channel. Just be sure to turn on and flip on the bell notification so you get notified when I go live or when I upload content. Obviously, we didn't run our live stream on Friday. There was construction at the house. So I am giving away these 2 masks, and the lucky winner for these 2 masks is Oli Cal. So Oli Cal, thank you so much, and mahalo for the love. You are the winner of these 49ers masks for our subscription BEASTwriter family giveaway. And not to worry, guys, we are giving away this cool 49ers plush blanket for our Family Friday giveaway. If we hit 2,700 subscribers, we're at 2,200 right now, so we just need 500 subscribers by the end of this week. We can do that. That's going to be easy because when the draft rolls around, everything's going to be tuning in. By the way, on draft day, I am going to be hopping on a live stream and doing my version, or my best version, of Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, Daniel Jeremiah. You get the picture. I'll be doing a live stream on all 3 days of the draft, first round, second and third round on day 2. and then 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th round on day 3. So I'll be sitting right here doing a live stream as the picks come up, providing you my in-depth analysis. I don't care what they have to say. You guys want to know what I have to say. So everything's going to be muted. Not much is going to be on aside from the picks. There's a little lag time because I'm on YouTube TV. That's the subscription that I have. I don't have cable. I have YouTube TV. I cut the cord a long time ago. YouTube TV is the way to go. That's why I'm on YouTube right now. No, I'm just joking. But I'm really excited for everything that has to come as it pertains to the draft. I have a lot of notes here. I have my setup here. I wish you guys can see this right now. Legit, on Friday, it took me all day. I have this whole TV display set up here. I have a Magnetag board coming up with that's going to be posted my big board, just like how it is on the actual war room. So there's going to be like a legit war room here in the BEASTwriter family. It's going to be fun times. Fun times. All right, so let's get to your comments, guys. Kim Ferrison says, good morning, Beast. I've been waiting for you to go live after this news dropped. Yes. Niners All Day 55 says, I'm excited for this one. William Roberts says, what's up, Beast? What is going on, William? How are you doing today? Niners All Day 55 also says, I don't want Mac. William Roberts says, Mac the sack ain't coming. Peter, my man Peter, Mahalo, what is up, Beast? What is going on? How are you doing? Eric Eric, I don't want to pronounce, I don't know, misspell your last name, or mispronounce it. Chazaretta. If I butchered it, I'm sorry. He says, but thank you and welcome to the BEASTwriter family. This is your first time joining in and tuning into the live stream. He says, I think it's a smokescreen. We are going to get filled, so they are throwing Jones and Lance's name out there to confuse the Jets. Yes, smokescreens is of the utmost importance. Ultimately, again, I said it's going to come down to Justin Fields or Trey Lance. Pick your poison. Either way, the Patriots are going to move up for one of those two quarterbacks. That's what I'm hearing. All right, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm thinking. I said it on my last live stream. Now, ultimately, the hot spots for a trade are there's reasons why these teams are coming out. You know, over the weekend, it's a slow news day, and then you hear reports on NFL Network. Oh, the Detroit Lions are looking to trade out. Oh, the Miami Dolphins are looking to trade out. Oh, the Falcons are looking to trade out. Oh, who else? Who else is looking to? Oh, the Carolina Panthers might be looking to trade out. Why? Because those are hot spots for a trade for selecting the 4th quarterback off the board. And if you're looking for a 4th quarterback to be taken off the board, you're going to have to leapfrog into one of those top premium positions in order to get that quarterback. So it's all clickbait in a sense. I think it goes without saying. Yeah, if you kind of read between the lines, you kind of knew it was coming along. It's not really news. Here I am doing cardio at the gym. And you guys know this because on Twitter, I post everything, my cardio, and I multitask by watching NFL Network and then getting back to your tweets and the YouTube comments and so forth. So it's funny because I'm watching it and I'm just saying, it's on mute, obviously. You're at the gym. But you see the captions and it's like, oh, Detroit Lions really looking to trade. Like, that's news. That's not news. All right. Daniel Rodriguez says, what's popping, Beast? Why would Kyle be okay with McCorkle when the quarterbacks in our division are all better than McCorkle? You know, it comes down to Kyle Shanahan's arrogance. You know, I know him personally, so I can say that. He is arrogant. Kyle Shanahan is one of the most arrogant head coaches I've ever been around, and I covered the team since 2012. So it includes Jim Harbaugh. And everyone knows, if you guys watch my Dylan Farrell live stream, by the way, this is my first of 2 live streams today, guys. We have a special treat. We have Andre Carter coming on to our live stream at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tonight. So at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard tonight, former 49ers top 10 pick and perennial Pro Bowl All-Pro player, Andre Carter from here in the South Bay at Oak Grove High School is going to hop on to the live stream. If you guys don't know who Andre Carter is, do your research. He was hand-selected by the great Bill Walsh. He's my boy. He's another friend that's going to be hopping on. Obviously, he played for the team, and we talk football on another level. He's now the defensive line coach for the LSU Tigers. He was the defensive line coach of the New York Jets last year. So a lot of good things with my man, Andre Carter. I am really excited to have my man on tonight's show. So we're doing 2 live streams today. We're doing this one, and then we're coming back and hopping on again at 6 p.m. with my man, AC, a.k.a. Dre Carter, former 49ers top 10 pick, hand-selected by the great Bill Walsh. And he was the first double-digit sack artist before Aldon Smith went ahead and broke that record in between times that he was tenured with the team. So again, Andre Carter, played for the New England Patriots. You guys know who Andre Carter is. Come on. If you guys don't know who number 96 is, you guys better do your research because, man, that guy was a beast. He was a technician of the game. We're going to talk again. You guys want to know football? You guys are going to get some football tonight at 6 p.m. on my live stream. And it's very important that you guys hop onto the community page on YouTube so you guys can stay up to date on all things Beast in real time. So again, when these players come on, sometimes it's at the drop of a dime. They can be hopping on in the next hour or so. You won't know. So I post everything up on the community page, and the community page is something that's going to be very important so we can kind of bring up and build the general engagement, kind of like a newsfeed type of deal, kind of like on Twitter, kind of like on Facebook, how you have a timeline. I'm going to use the community page so I can better engage with you in between podcasts and in between live streams. So a lot of good stuff happening. I'm really excited. And again, you guys know I'm a huge Roll Tide fan. I joke about him. I joke about it with him all the time, how I'm a huge Roll Tide fan. He knows that. And now he's off with LSU. I was like, man, now I got to wear some LSU stuff, man. Are you serious? He's like, dude, support your boy, man. I'm like, all right, I'll support you, dude. So I'm really happy for him. All right. Daniel Rodriguez says, we need a quarterback who can extend the play if needed. Yes, absolutely. And if you guys want to hop onto this live stream, let's go ahead and talk about some things forth. I just want to put this in here. If you guys want to call in and chat with the Beast, go ahead and do that. It's going to be all good times, man, here in the BEASTwriter family. We have a lot of good things going. And again, mahalo. I wouldn't be in the position I am today without you guys in my corner. So again, it's all thanks to you, your generosity, just for you guys like watching what I have to provide and trusting my sources, trusting my insight, trusting my analytics and my analysis. It's words can't express how thankful I am. So I just want to say that because at the end of the day, it's like, you know, we all have this social media platform. Everyone's trying to outdo each other. The point of this platform here in the BEASTwriter family is we have all 32 fan bases. That's why this logo is not red and gold. It's not silver and black. It's blue, red, and white, right? Basically, and it's all about the good vibes only. You see the hibiscus flower. I am rooted in Hawaii. So all about the good vibes only. Football and fitness, that's what we do here. And everything in between. Just raising the community awareness. And again, stop the hate. I get some hate stuff here on YouTube. The racial stuff and everything. And all I can say about that is people are like, how do you stay so calm and cool and collected? And it goes back to like, people want a reaction out of you. So you just don't give them that reaction. You just try to like spread the aloha love. And that's what it's all about here in the BEASTwriter family. So, all right, but enough of that. I don't want to go into the whole politics stuff. Louis Xavier Grolin says from Facebook says, thanks for all you do for the football community. Thank you so much. And mahalo. Get yourself a YouTube account, my man, Louis. You're already there, Louis. And if you don't, please do so you'll be entered to win our Family Friday giveaway, which includes this plus 49ers blanket, still sealed in its package. Again, it comes with a ribbon. You guys can see that. So it comes with a ribbon, and it's 49ers embroidered. So it's really cool stuff that we have going on here. So a lot of cool things that we have going on here. And again, it's really cool stuff that we give away here. We're also launching Family Friday swag T-shirts, and you can purchase those once those are made. They're high in demand. We already received some pre-orders for that. So again, check out the community page. We're going to be posting everything up there and spread the aloha love. The more engagement we get here in the BEASTwriter family, and it doesn't matter what fan base, because again, we have all 32 fan bases in here, and you guys know that. So yeah, good vibes only. Sandra saying says, "What's good, Beast? What is going on? How are you doing?" Noah Johnson Alexander says, "Beast, what it do? What is going on?" Gustavo Mejia, look at that love, man. The BWF is here to stay. BWF stands for BEASTwriter Family, and that's why I made this logo, because it's all for you. Again, I was teetering back and forth with this logo because that's, you know, obviously I needed the logo to brand myself, and I was just going to go with BW for BEASTwriter, and I was like, nah, I like the F in there because BEASTwriter Family, it's all about good vibes only. We're here as one community, and if I'm going to actually, you know, actions speak louder than words ever will, and I always lived by that, and so that's why I wanted the BWF. I wanted to include all of us, and I'm proud to be part of the BEASTwriter family, just like all of you. So thank you so much. Good vibes only. All right. Happy Monday. All right. We have William Irves coming in from the BEASTwriter family. What's going on, William? How you doing, my man?
Oh, doing good. Can you hear me?
A little bit. A little bit.
Can you hear me now?
I could. How are you?
Oh, doing good, man. How about you?
Good. Happy Monday.
Oh, happy Monday to you too, man. What's going on?
Not much, man. Just staying top on the draft news. We have Andre Carter coming on our live stream at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So be sure to hop on to another live stream. He'll be here live, just like you are. So Andre Carter is going to be a beast, dude. I'm telling you, he's going to drop some knowledge on you guys. You guys are going to be like, where the heck did that? I mean, me and him talk on that level, but I want you guys to know what we talk about, so you guys can gain insight on what it's like to talk to not only a former player, but a legacy. You know, his dad, Reuben Carter, played in the NFL. So I'm really excited having him on the show because I want to give you guys the voice too. You know what I mean? Like, not just like, oh, BEASTwriter is so cool, he knows these people. But at the end of the day, it's like networking, right? Networking is power. So I want to use my networking to kind of to help you guys. And so you guys can actually engage with them as well. So I'm really excited. So anything that you can see, I'm pumped up. I'm talking like 1,000,000 miles per hour. But what's on your mind, man?
Oh man, I was just calling in, man, just to see about this situation that came out with Reuben Rappaport.
Yeah,
man. Hey, look, man, it's Fields. It's Justin Fields. The 49ers do not leak. They do not leak, and due to the fact that you have Trey Lance and Mac Jones just out like that in the media. 49ers don't leak, man. It's Fields. It's a smoke screen.
Yeah.
It's a smoke screen. You do not trade all that draft capital to pass on the second best quarterback in the draft. You just don't do that.
Preach.
I mean, common sense does exist in this world. And if they pass on Justin Fields, it shows that Kyle and John does not have common sense. They don't. If you get Mac Jones at 3, Kyle and John would get everything they deserve.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I like Trey Lance. I love Trey Lance. I'm sorry. Hold on. My daughter was following me around.
No, you're fine.
All right. Trey Lance is a good. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, Trey Lance, man, he's playing Pee-wee teams.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about teams that has arena football names, like the Penguins. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my man,
it's just crazy. Like I don't get it. Like I mean, he is mobile. He has a big arm. He does have accurate issues. I mean, that can be fixed. Yeah. But goodness gracious, man, you got Justin Fields who's been through the most uncomfortable competition, who overcame everything. Like, man, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I just think it's Fields. I'm gonna believe it's Fields until the card is read Thursday.
Right. I just want to say, give a shout out to my man JDG. Mahalo for tuning in, and thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate the love. All right, so we have some questions here. Rexy Superman from the BEASTwriter family says, "Beast, hey, I still believe 100% this is a smoke screen and it's Fields. What do you think?" So you think it's Fields as well, correct?
Yes, it's Fields.
It's Fields. Okay, it's Fields. Put a percentage on it, my man.
I say 80.
Woo.
I say 80.
Woo! I like it.
I say 80 because I just 49ers don't leak. They didn't leak about Buckner. They didn't leak about Jimmy Garoppolo. They didn't leak about the Quan Alexander trade. I mean, they just don't leak at all. I mean,
or they leaked it, but the people, because I was told that it was going to be DeForest Buckner. But I didn't leak it. Right. That's why I put it out there. I put out some stuff out there, but I didn't say my sources told me for sure this is a guaranteed. You know, that's why it's funny, because when people put out sources, you better be right on your sources.
Right.
And so when I hear stuff, even though people know by now, I don't have to name a source for it to be fact. You just kind of know, like, oh, it kind of makes sense. Like his track record speaks for itself. So yeah. But getting back to your point, yeah, Garoppolo, there was no leak on that. Right. Heck, I was in Hawaii when that happened. I had to fly in the next day to go into that press conference. I had no idea that stuff was going on behind the scenes.
And before John Lynch either took the job, the 49ers had to make an oath to John Lynch that if I accept this position, any moves that we make for this organization, we do not want it leaked. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, you got Mac Jones, and Mac Jones been out there ever since we traded up to 3. And then when you go to Lance Pro Day, now everybody's saying they're leaning toward Lance. I'm just not buying it. I'm just not buying it. Mac Jones wasn't even in the discussion until the 49ers went up to 3. Mac Jones was projected to be almost near the middle, all the way to the bottom of the first round.
I think it would be a mid first round grade because of the Patriots who are sitting there at 15. Logically, if he was sitting there because of the ties with Bill Belichick and Nick Saban, that dynamic, I'm hearing that Nick Saban is actually telling guys like, hey, Mac Jones is Mac Jones. Like, he's not going to wow you, but he won't hurt you. He can get the job done. He's going to be a really good quarterback in this league. Ultimately, Bill Belichick listens to Nick Saban. They're very tight in that way. So that's why I think Mac Jones at the earliest would have come off the board at 15 had the Niners not traded up from 12 to 3. But to your point, echoing your analysis, you are spot on. I mean, you're on fire right now because Mac Jones was not in the conversation as a top 10 pick.
Right.
Not even a top 5 pick. I mean, you go down the lane. Here's the thing. And this is why I'm hopping on this live stream. Mac Jones is going to slide.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think Mac Jones is going to slide. I think what's going to happen is it's either going to be Justin Fields or Trey Lance. Pick your poison at number 3. And then that fourth quarterback, you're going to see the New England Patriots make a play for whoever's left on the board. That's what this whole podcast is about, this whole live stream. From there, Mac Jones is going to start sliding because the anxiety button's going to be hitting on George Payton, who are sitting there with the Denver Broncos at 9. And they're going to look at Drew Lock and say, what I'm hearing out of Denver is they're kind of like, they still like Drew Lock. They want to give him another year of production. If that's indeed the case, they can possibly not take Mac Jones, right, and take a guy like Micah Parsons because they need a second-level linebacker. And I know I worked with Vic Fangio over the years. He's exactly what the Denver Broncos need in that 34 base defense. And if Micah Parsons, who is the top inside linebacker or outside linebacker, I think he's better suited to play the strong side of the formation. With that being said, if he goes to the Denver Broncos at 9, Mac Jones can ultimately slide, past 15, 17, 18, all the way to the Chicago Bears, who are sitting there at 20 with Ryan Pace there. And Ryan Pace, being the dumb GM that he is going to be like, oh, that's a steal. Like, I like Mac Jones at 20, which ultimately it wouldn't be a bad scenario because he needs a quarterback. But, Mac Jones, don't be surprised if he slides.
I'm not gonna be surprised. He should. He's not that great that everybody in the media world is making him out to be. He's just not. No. He's a beneficiary of talent. Everybody contributes in Alabama. So when Alabama wins, it's not because of Matt Jones. It's because everyone is first round talent around him. And it's just and I am don't take it the wrong way, but I am kind of pissed off. I'm pissed off the way they treating Justin Fields. I'm pissed off the way they treat Justin Fields. It's not right.
I think it goes back to race.
It's not right.
No, come on. Let's say he's black. He's a black quarterback. Right. Come on, let's call it what it is, bro. Come on, let's call it what it is.
Exactly.
It plays a role, and I don't care what anyone says. Again, I'm in the NFL media. You guys know who hops on the live stream. We talked about this time and time again. Race does play a role. If he was a Japanese quarterback, American quarterback, he would probably be, this guy's, there's never been a Japanese, Asian-born American quarterback, so let's drop him off the board because of his race. Legit, you cannot tell me that race is not playing a factor when it comes to Justin Fields. It absolutely does. Hands down.
Because it's just, and it pisses me off. It's just, I just can't understand it. Common sense knows. Everybody knows this. If you don't know this, then something is wrong. When you got Trevor Lawrence, who is going at 1, and you got Zach Wilson, who's most likely going at 2, the next best available player is Justin Fields.
Yes.
And Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch wants to pass on him. Kyle Shanahan know this kid for a long time. Mike Shanahan known this kid for a long time. And you want to pass up on him, knowing his good characteristics and bad on the field. And I'm pretty sure all the bad things that people say he has on the field, I'm pretty sure they can be corrected. But you want to pass on him to get Mac Jones or Trey Lance, who's played in I don't know what kind of conference you want to call it, but I call it the Pee Wee League because them guys on the field, man, they look like little kids out there playing, man. And Trey Lance is just running over them. That's not competition. You want to get a guy who's been through the competition. You want the better the competition, the better the athlete. And Justin Fields has been to played in the Big Ten. He came from the SEC as well.
Right.
He's been to big schools. I mean, I just don't get it, man. I really don't. Like, if Kyle and John misses and don't get Justin Fields, Kyle is going to regret it. Kyle is going to regret it. I promise you, he's going to regret it.
No, I see you make valid points. All right. Thank you so much, William, for tuning in, man. I appreciate you, man.
All right, man. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me on.
Stay up, my man. All right. Mahalo.
All right.
All right, we have my man T in here. T, we're going to have you on a little bit. Alan Owen says, Mr. Beast, in your humble opinion, what quarterback characteristics are key when Kyle Shanahan is assessing the potential quarterbacks in this upcoming draft? Easy. I talked to Shanahan about this earlier on when covering the team. It comes down to accuracy, throwing to the receiver in stride on the proper shoulder. Again, he doesn't look at the completion percentage numbers because, again, a lot of these colleges run spread formations, and we run spread formations. Obviously, you're checking it down a lot or throwing to the running backs coming out of the flats. So that's going to increase your chances of a high completion percentage rate. Ultimately, what he looks for, again, like I said, throwing to the receiver stride on the proper shoulder, hitting him in between the numbers, not putting his wide receiver out to dry and leading him into defensive hits or, safety where they're roaming in the middle, or a linebacker when they're roaming in the middle and they're just looking to lay the wood on that receiver coming off the shallow crossing dig. All right, so let's go ahead and talk to T. T, you are on, my man. How are you?
What's up, my man, Beast? How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Glad to have you on the show. This is the first time you're on the show, so thank you so much, and mahalo. Mahalo. What's on your mind, my man? By the way, first, happy Monday. Hope you're having a great Monday. What's on your mind?
You know what? To be honest with you, Beast, a little bit about the whole our number 3 pick overall.
Okay.
Everybody's asking, about the smoke screen. If the smoke screen is real, to me, I've been believing this. I listen to you all the time, brother. I've been believing the smoke screen is real to me because, for one, Kyle and John are keeping everybody thrown off and keeping everybody out their business.
Right.
Also keeping the Jets at number 2 out of our business, because if everybody realized, what was that, maybe some months back when the season was going on, when Adam Peters was at Zach Wilson's pro day.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, excuse me, not pro day, but at his game.
Yes.
So right. And then all of a sudden at number 2, the Jets that's an automatic pick with Zach Wilson. What everybody doesn't realize is we were already analyzing and looking at Zach Wilson when Saleh and everybody was in the building. He was still part of our coaching tree.
Yes.
So it's not only throwing everybody off, but it's also throwing the Jets off, because the Jets are jumping. They're running our same offense. They have some of our coaches over there, and they're waiting to see what we're doing. And if they see that, oh, hey, they're jumping on Justin Fields, or hey, they're jumping on Trey Lance, that's really their guy. So let's take them. Just how they did with Zach Wilson. They jumped all over him. So to me, I think the smoke screen is real to throw everybody off, and it's going to come down to Justin Fields or Trey Lance. But hey, throw Mac Jones out there and don't say nothing about it. I don't know, Beast. I don't know, brother. To me, it's a smoke screen, and I'm just trying to put the pieces together. And to me, that's what I'm getting out of it. We're trying to throw Saleh and the Jets off, also the league off.
Right.
So.
That's very it's a smoke screen. Like it's a huge smoke screen. Now watch it come true, and Beast, you're wrong, whatever. Okay, I get one wrong, whatever.
Right.
Heads will roll if it's Mac Jones. And I'm a huge Roll Tide fan. People understand this. Like, I'm a big Alabama Roll Tide fan. I am one of Mac Jones' biggest supporters, but I'm also keeping things 100. Just like when I was a diehard Niner fan, always being in the news and whatever, before covering the team. I always kept it real, and that's why they always had me on. Like, what's your take on it? Because at the end of the day, you can be a fan, you can be faithful, but you also have to be a realist. And the realist of the situation is Mac Jones at 3 would be a huge reach. A huge reach.
That's a huge reach. We could have got, sorry, Beast, not to cut you off. We could have got that guy at 12, or we could have traded back. Listen, if they traded up all that capital to get Mac Jones with the 3rd overall pick, I'm going out on a limb here. Kyle has to go.
Yeah.
He has to go.
Yeah.
He has to go, bro. If he makes the decision with this pick to pick Mac Jones at number 3, when we could have got that guy at number 12. Me personally, I'm not a Mac Jones fan, but we could have got that guy at 12. And if we traded up to get this guy at 3. Kyle has to go. There's no explanation behind that. I'm not backing that guy up after if he picks Mac Jones at 3. He has to go, bro.
Yeah. No, you make a good point because, again, people tend to forget they traded up in the 3rd round to go get C.J. Beathard, who's now off to the Jacksonville Jaguars. He didn't even outlive his rookie contract, and that was his guy. Now he got him in the 3rd round. Yes. He thought he could develop him just like he did with George Kittle coming out of the same program. Ultimately, it didn't pan out. So for anyone to say, or if anyone is a quarterback position, it's Kyle Shanahan because that's his system, that may be true. But being a talent evaluator is a totally different story than evaluating talent and coaching that talent up. That's the difference between the coach and the GM.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying there? And that's why it's very important when people say, well, Kyle Shanahan knows best because it's his system. True. But it's the talent evaluators who actually project that talent for him and that player to be put in the best position to make plays, play in and play out. And it's the coach's responsibility to coach up that player to reach his full potential. That's it. That's it. And
that's it.
End it. Yeah, we're done.
Ahead, I'm sorry, Beast.
No, that's pretty much ended, dude. I mean, we pretty much hit it on the nail. I mean, it's ridiculous how, and again, all this clickbait is fun. Every time, and listen, we're in April 26th. The draft is on April 29th. So 3 days from now, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
Right.
There's going to be another report, probably, well, since this one came out today or last night, technically. It came out at 7 p.m. last night. I'm expecting the 49ers to possibly put out something else to the national media leading up to the draft saying that they're still not sold on either quarterback leading up to the draft. But don't be surprised if it's a quarterback that no one's ever heard of, Justin Fields.
What? Hey, you know what, Beast? You're right. You're right. Because I can see it coming right now. Right, I can see it coming. And everybody thinks John Lynch is going to say something about it at 12:30 today. He's not. He's going to talk right around it and give everybody boo answers and let everybody know, hey, you know what? It's down to these guys. We're trying to evaluate it, and we're going to make the right decision. That's all he's going to say.
Yeah, we're going to make the right decision for this football team. And then someone's going to say, well, you know, you were linked to Mac Jones and Trey Lance the whole time. Then you went out and get Justin Fields. He's going, yeah, well, you know, it was a very thorough process. You know, we attended both their pro days. You know, we really weren't sold on one. They're all great quarterbacks. Ultimately, feel for this football team, this gives us the best chance to win. This is what he's going to say, the best chance to win. And whoever that quarterback is, that's his ultimate line that he likes to use as this quarterback will give us the best chance to win. And we feel like he'll be a perfect fit for this offense. Well, we won't say perfect because that will be putting him on a pedestal. He'll be a great fit for this offense. And we're very excited. That's another word he's going to be used. Excited. We're very excited to be working with this quarterback.
Yes. John Lynch sure knows how to answer questions.
Yeah, it's funny because when I was sitting there in the war room around this time, I would obviously ask questions that I know they wouldn't know the answers to, and how they would answer it, and they would look at me like you knew what I was gonna say before asking that question, and I just like, yeah, well, it's kind of predictable. Like it's one thing, you know, not showing your cards. But it's another thing being predictable at it. Like if you're going to say something, at least mix up the transcript words so you're not putting two and two together and then figuring stuff out. Like that's how you really hide your card. If I was a GM, I would say one thing and then do the other. So then when you try to mirror the transcripts, they don't work hand in hand. But ultimately, this is what he's going to say. I'm excited. It gives us the best chance to win. It was a strong vetting process. And ultimately, we got our guy that we wanted all along at 3. He will also say this. He will also say this. Whoever that quarterback is, that was their quarterback all along.
Right.
Believe that. You honestly think that they want Justin Fields or Trey Lance over Zach Wilson? I'm not so sure. But hey, he's gonna be like, you know, we weren't even thinking about Zach Wilson. We were everyone put it out. Mac Jones. It was really between 3 guys: Mac Jones, Trey Lance, and Justin Fields.
It's all about keeping everybody thrown off. And one more before I let you go, Beast. So
what's up?
Back to, you know, nobody's really talking about Jimmy Garoppolo. So Jimmy Garoppolo will be traded in the middle of the night, Friday night, after we pick our pick. He will be traded back to the New England Patriots
There you
for their
go.
second round pick,
There you
the
go. That's what I
46th pick.
said.
Because
Yeah.
we actually we picked 46, right? And they picked 43
No,
in
we
the
picked
second round.
43. We picked 43. They picked 46. So that's what I said too. I said they're gonna get I said that's going to happen. Like I put that out there too. I agree with you, man. I think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The only thing that I would say about there's a chance that it may not happen. And what I'm hearing right now is because they want to use here. I'll put this up here. I know this sounds crazy, but it's true. They want to use Jimmy Garoppolo as a scapegoat. So for one more year. So basically giving that new quarterback time to thrive. So ultimately, the expectation for the 49ers is Super Bowl or bust right now, right? That's the expectation for the 49ers right now. It's Super Bowl or bust. Now, if you were to put a percentage on it, I would say for them to reach the Super Bowl, it's probably at a 35% chance that they'll go to the Super Bowl. Not throwing shade, but that's just how it is. All right, there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of people who left, including the defensive leader in Robert Saleh. So there's a new defensive coordinator in town. You don't even know how they're going to play that scheme and if they're going to change things up personnel-wise. So with that being said, that's a huge part. That's one phase out of three, offense, defense, special teams. All right. So you take that a step further, peeling back another layer of the onion to get to the core. And then you have all these offensive linemen coming in. You have Alex Mack, who's now the offensive center. Well, he's going to have some cohesiveness that he has to build throughout the line, making the line calls and so forth. And we don't even know who the quarterback is. So if Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't get it done, or if he gets it done, he's going to be the scapegoat, because at the end of the day, that new quarterback who is coming in, that rookie quarterback, he's not going to feel the pressure of having to win now. If it's a lost season and the Niners go 3-7 and Jimmy Garoppolo is the starting quarterback through the first 10 games, then the season's already lost. So then Niner faithful can be like, oh, well, you know what? It doesn't matter the rest of the season. I just want to see Justin Fields, Trey Lance, or Mac Jones do well and see how well his padded stats are, see how he progresses, because this is a lost season. But ultimately, there's no such thing as a moral victory, but there is when it comes to evaluating the quarterback position in a lost season. Okay, so that's why people say one more year, and that's why I was making a joke with Jimmy Garoppolo. One more year, because Jimmy Garoppolo, hey, this is a Netflix documentary that can come out like The Last Dance with the Chicago Bulls and Phil Jackson. Hey, Jimmy Garoppolo, you're gonna be here one more year, whether you win the Super Bowl or not. You're not going to be here next year because we already drafted our long-term answer. And chances are Jimmy Garoppolo's not going to lead him to the Super Bowl anyways. He's set up for failure mentally and physically. I'm serious. And you know that.
Yes.
It's like you at your job right now, bro, and you're like the best at your job. And then your boss says, you know what? We like you, but not enough. So you have until April 26th of next year, and then you're gone. But can you train this young guy that we're bringing in? He's going to be replacing you next year. So just show him tricks of the trade, what you learned, be a true professional. He's still getting paid $26 million a year. So what's it to you? Train this guy and make sure that he's better than you. So when you leave, we'll be better for it.
Right.
How does that work?
It doesn't work that way. You know what? I can see that too. So it buys them more time also. So I don't, know what, Beast, at the end of the day, I pray and hope that Kyle and John, really Kyle, because I like John and I love Kyle too, but Kyle is arrogant and he's cocky and he wants to do things his way, and I hope he does not screw this pick over by picking McCorkle. I promise you, he will lose a fan base, he will lose his credibility, he will lose everything he stands for. Even his dad might not talk to him anymore. That might be going a little too far, but I'm serious. If Kyle Shanahan messes his pick up by picking McCorkle, he has to go. He's done. Because that means it was an arrogant pick and he wasn't using his head and he didn't thoroughly go through every option as he's throwing out to everybody, thinking that he's doing, and he's saying that I'm elevating my playbook, I'm elevating my mind, I'm elevating everything around me. No, you're not, bro, if you pick Mac Jones. Yeah. So that's it.
No. All right. Well, thank you so much, man. T, thank you for hopping on the live stream, man. Always good hearing from you, man. And hop on more, bro. You have great insight.
I will, Beast. Thank you, brother.
All right. Mahalo. All right. So we are back in town. There's a lot of stuff going on. Mel from the BEASTwriter family says, why am I hearing reports saying Justin Fields is out of the running? Well, I don't think he's out of the running. I don't know why reports are coming out saying he's out of the running. I don't see him being out of the running. Not at all. He's still in the running, but ultimately right now, I have Mac Jones being mocked to the 49ers. I did recently change my mock draft. I'm going to release my mock draft. Again, I'm doing a live stream. There's a few announcements I want to make. One, we're having my good friend, dear friend, and former San Francisco 49ers top 10 pick in the NFL draft, Andre Carter, hopping onto the live stream at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So again, at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, my man, Andre Carter, will be hopping on live stream, answering your questions and talking to all of you here in the BEASTwriter family show. So we have 2 things that are coming up where I'm doing this live stream. We're having a second one with Andre Carter. That's some news there. And again, we have a lot of good things that will go into that are in the works right now. Roel Gonzalez says, if it's Jones, it will feel like a kick in the stomach and will remind me of how I felt after our 2 last Super Bowl. That's a huge one, man. Dre the Great from the BEASTwriter family. Accept it. Mac Jones is the guy. I'm not accepting it. Tyrann Lewis says, will Fields go number 2, though? Who knows? He could definitely go number 2. Leaving Mac Jones at 3 for all that draft capital. Insane. I agree with you. Dre the Great. Mac Jones will lead us to the promised land. That will y'all say then. Okay. Michael Thomas, what's up, Ryan? Beast family, keep rocking, brother. Subscribers numbers going up. True content, proud of you, brother. Thank you, Mahalo, for the love, Michael Thomas. And again, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and do so. We have a lot of cool things coming on to this live stream, including Andre Carter. We have other former players coming on to the show, not just Andre Carter. There's a huge lineup. I'm doing a NFL draft live stream on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So throughout the draft, you will see me just like this doing a live stream while your television isn't on, so you guys can hear my analysis and what I had to say in real time. Now, I am on YouTube TV, so there is, I think, a 10 to 15-second delay. However, with that being said, you will get firsthand real-time knowledge on what I had to say. If you don't want to listen to Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, Daniel Jeremiah, and you want my analysis on exactly what's going on, I am happy to provide that in real time, and I'm going to do this. This is my first live stream. I'm really excited. Again, on Friday, it took me like half the day setting up my display here. I'm going to have a big board. There's a lot of cool things. So this is actually going to be a whole legit war room, just like you see on TV, only here in the BEASTwriter family. All right. Daniel Rodriguez says, BEASTwriter family is greatest for great info and healthy discussions. Yes. What's up, Daniel Rodriguez? And thank you and mahalo. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. Tyrann Lewis says, Steve McNair played against less competition too. That's very true. Good insight. Good insight. Jeremy Oak says, watch Mac Jones high school tape. He is fast enough to make throws on the run. He is fast enough to make throws on the run. I'd never say he wasn't. I like Mac Jones. Didn't Carson Wentz play at the same college as Trey Lance? He did, North Dakota State University. I think competition is overrated if you produce well in the NFL. The difference between the two is Carson Wentz played more snaps, so he had more playing experience. Other than that, you really can't knock Trey Lance. The guy's a beast. The guy's a beast. All right. Josh O'Brien says, everyone is fast enough in high school. Get the hell. Oh, well, I'm not going to repeat that. Dre the Great. The leaks are out, fam. Yes. Thomas Young, what was leaked? Dre the Great says the Niners definitely leaked. Okay. Leaving says, too many experts mocking Jones, has to be something there. Well, this expert is not saying Mac Jones. And yes, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, Max Stahl says, from the BEASTwriter family, do you think rumors are true about front office being pro Lance for Shanahan being pro Mac Jones? No, I don't believe that. I think to be honest with you, look you don't trade up from 12 to 3 and then have this discussion after the fact. That's like getting married, right, without discussing whether or not you want kids or not. Like, why would you do it backwards? You don't do that. You have these discussions before you go ahead and commit. So I think it's a huge smokescreen. All right. Ahmad Musawir says that this Mac Jones buzz has me feeling sick. Yes. Yes. All right. Niners All Day 55. Have you watched him interview? He's a dork. Dude is immature and goofy. It's a really ridiculous. Lance is charismatic and serious at the same time. Dude seems like a franchise quarterback in every way. Yes. To be honest with you, I was not impressed with Mac Jones, the way he interviews. I wouldn't name call anything, but I would say, if I was Mac Jones, I was coaching him up, yeah, be yourself. Maybe that's him. I don't care how you act as long as you win Super Bowls. But at the end of the day, there is some standard of professionalism in terms of how you conduct interviews. Obviously, if I was to interview him and he's just cracking jokes all the time, that's cool. Joe Staley does it too. But Joe Staley also was an all-pro best player at his position. Mac Jones, we don't know what we're getting. So that is cause for concern, because when you look at this, you're like, is this guy serious or not? He hasn't taken an NFL snap yet, and then you have to cross-check with his coaches. Is he like this all the time? Yes. Okay, so it's no big deal. Or I don't know what's going on with that dude. Like, I don't know. They get to his head. I don't know. But I did see that interview on the NFL Network. I thought it was interesting. CJ Ruthless Sports, Mac Jones looks like my coworker who shows up late. Oh my gosh. Tobin Earth says, are we still trading Warner for Wilson? No, I debunked that earlier, I think like a month and a half ago. Teran Lewis says, at BEASTwriter family, if playing against better helps you develop quicker, then why couldn't CJ Beathard develop while playing in the same offense for 4 years? Difference, critical factor. CJ Beathard was a project at best, and obviously Justin Fields or Trey Lance or Mac Jones have better critical factors to reach their potential and have a much higher ceiling. Richard Spence says Jed York will not approve Mac Jones. All right. Robert from Facebook says, why isn't Wilson still a possibility? Is he really a lock for the Jets? They have a trash offensive line. Yes, they do. And Wilson has a little frame. He'll be killed playing for the Jets. They should have just kept Sam if that's the case. All right. Daniel Castellanos says, Shanahan's have met with Jones's family, I heard. And to your point, Daniel, the Shanahan regime and Lynch regimes, the Shannon Lynch regime, I guess you can say, they also met with Trey Lance's parents. So, interesting to point that out. Mac Jones is Nick Mullins. Ooh. All right. Let's go ahead and get to some of your questions. What else do we have here? All right. Lacey from Facebook says, Fields, it is. She likes Justin Fields. Okay, I see you, Lacey. Let's see. What else we got here? There's a lot of stuff going on here. The only thing scares... Oh, here we go. Dale Starr from Facebook. Get yourself a BEASTwriter family YouTube account and subscribe to your boy so you'll be entered for Family Friday giveaways. You guys are already doing half the work by engaging on this social media platform. Just go ahead and do it on YouTube and subscribe to your boy so you'll be entered for Family Friday giveaways, which includes this 49ers blanket stitched, complete with the NFL licensing logo, as you see here. All right. We have a lot of good things to discuss. Jason Ellsworth, if they take Lance over Fields, it's not because of race. The coach says, how does race play with Justin Fields but not Lance? Fields was number 2 until NFL scouting took over. Cut the crap. Fields has a legit issues. Cut it out. What is his issues? What is Justin Fields' issues? I want to know what his issues are. If there are issues, for me, it's just his accuracy. I mean, you can't really blame epilepsy because that has been something that he's been dealing with his whole life. He's been doing well. He's won numerous big school program games, playing in the Big Ten at the Ohio State University. So with that being said, what exactly are we discussing here? Justin Fields, to me, by the way, thank you and Mahalo for the super chat. I appreciate the love, the coach. But what exactly do you in just this game that would make you warrant like that he has some issues, like legit issues? Like, what are some of those legit issues? I want to know what those legit issues are, because I don't see much in his game. He's very tough. We saw him do it in the college football playoffs. So a lot of good things happening when it comes to Justin Fields. Now, would I take Trey Lance over Justin Fields? I probably would. I like Trey Lance better. I like his intangibles a little bit better because, again, if I'm drafting at number 3 and give up all that draft capital, you have to swing all the way. You can't just take a walk. And ultimately, the proverbial boomer bust prospect in this draft is Trey Lance. He can ultimately be the best quarterback out of the cream of the crop quarterback draft class. All right, so we're going to bring in John Jay. John Jay, sit tight. I'm going to answer one more question, and then we're going to hop on. Have you hop on the show. All right. Sandro Sonny says, not to be negative, but just because Kyle knows Fields doesn't mean that he has to take him. I like Fields, but the flaw in his game worry me more than Lance's. Fields panics under pressure. All right. Trent Payne says, if Justin Fields was white and Trevor Lawrence was black, there would be a serious discussion about who number 1 should be. Interesting take. Jesse Fletcher says, I hear Minnesota's looking to move up. You think they might go after a quarterback? I don't see them going after a quarterback. I don't know, but time will tell. I don't see it happening, though. Joe Figueroa says, Yo, Beast, what's up? I notice it's down to Trey Lance and Mac Jones, so it's got to be Trey Lance, who we pick for our number 3 overall pick. Yes, absolutely. All right, we're going to have John Jay on here. John, how are you doing, my man?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
Just trying to answer questions, have the BEASTwriter family onto the live stream. We have Andre Carter here on 6 p.m., so I'm going to try to do a live stream right now, stop, get my 4-hour workout in, and hop on to another live stream, go on with my man Andre Carter, stop, and then do some NFL draft coverage and analysis, talk to some people so I get insider information, and then formulate my big board and my mock draft, stop, take a break, and then hop on again and possibly do another live stream.
That's a lot of work.
Hey, it's all grind all the time. You feel me? Here in the BEASTwriter family, there is no stopping our shine. We are going to the top. It's all about good vibes only, and I love it here. What's on your mind, my man?
Well, first of all, congratulations. Your channel is growing, so congratulations for that. Hopefully, maybe you hit 10,000, maybe explode and become a huge success on YouTube. So I'm happy that you're growing, because you're inspiring a lot of people like myself to try to, be like you. And I think, because of you, I work hard for all of my analysis and, my opinion. So congratulations, man. I wanted to start off with that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, and before you get going, keep up the strong work, man. And again, it's all about good vibes only. We talk about football, we talk about fitness, we talk about everything in between that. But most importantly, it's all about raising the community, raising each other up. There's so much hate in this world, and that's not going to stop. The hate is not going anywhere anytime soon. But how we can better grow with each other and grow and build each other up. That's what it comes down to. So that's why I do a lot of these motivational speaking sessions. I do some leadership talks as well, aside from doing this, because again, at the end of the day, if we're not growing together, we're losing out. Everyone has a unique perspective on things, whether it be talking about football, whether it be talking about fitness, whether it be talking about life in general, life skills. So these are things that I want to bring. And I feel like here in the BEASTwriter family, that's why it's so important, because we have all 32 fan bases bridged and gapped into one where we can have a healthy discussion, because no voice is stronger than the other, and when somebody says something, it really holds weight. So again, mahalo to you for trusting the BEASTwriter family here to say what's on your mind without being reprimanded or oh, you don't know what you're talking. That stuff. They can go somewhere else with that. But yeah, get back to your question, man, and I'm sure you're going to grow as well. So what's on your mind?
Thanks very much for saying that. Anyway, as we are now days away from the NFL draft, and the 49ers are going to pick a quarterback, and I know I've been saying this, the Mac Jones people, Justin Fields people, Trey Lance people, a group of those are going to be a little bit disappointed. And we have to start to now look at after the pick, even if it's Mac Jones, even if it's Trey Lance, even if it's Justin Fields, eventually one of these quarterbacks is going to be wearing a 49er uniform. Mm-hmm. So I want to put a little bit of perspective and a little bit of what this rookie is going to face.
Okay.
We've had, Joe Montana, we had Steve Young. Those guys are in the Hall of Fame. Jeff Garcia, he played his butt off the 4 or 5 years he was here. So, we've been spoiled. And then we've drafted in the top 3 before Alex Smith. We rolled with him. We went through the ups and downs with him. We supported him. We wanted him to be kicked out. And then Niners drafted Colin Kaepernick. We supported him. And then, of course, that, issue away from the football. And then, we gave Garoppolo, chance. We supported him. We want to trade him. We want to kick him out. We want to give him one more year. And that's going to happen to the next quarterback, whoever comes in. And if it's Mac Jones, so first I'm going to look at all 3 quarterbacks. If it's Mac Jones, the majority of the fan base, they don't want him. And anything that he does that is like interceptions, he gets sacked a lot, he makes mistakes, he's not winning. Oh man, imagine when that stadium is going to be in max capacity in the near future, he's going to hear all of those boos. Trey Lance, we know if he's drafted, he's a project with the 49ers. They're going to take time for him to develop. Eventually, when he takes over, the same thing is going to happen. Interceptions, sacks, mistakes. The fan base is going to get on him. And then Justin Fields, the same thing. He's going to come in, compete, work, develop, and eventually he's going to come in. So it's going to be really hard for us to say, yeah, we got our guy, like the Mac Jones people. Yeah, we got our guy, 5 Super Bowls. And then he, in three to 4 years, he doesn't, wasted pick. Same thing with the other quarterbacks. That's the reason why I worry about Mac Jones being the 49er, because right now, at this moment, he's not liked. He's not respected. And if he fails, it's also going to be John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. That's why I don't care about people on other podcasts saying, he knows, or they know because they have experts. No, you bring in the best available quarterback. If it's Justin Fields, Trey Lance, who are much better athletically, they bring something more to the table when it comes to how they play in the pocket to keep plays alive with their legs. And you, Shanahan, learn how to develop your system with those quarterbacks. So that's something to put a little bit of perspective to whatever happens on Thursday night.
Yeah. It could definitely be a similar situation to when Donovan McNabb was drafted. I believe, what was that, 1999?
Yeah.
Donovan McNabb. And the Eagle fan base were booing because they wanted who? Ricky Williams, if I'm not mistaken, right? Am I correct? I think if I remember correctly. Yeah. And the Saints ultimately gave up the farm and then some for Ricky Williams at number 5 or something like that, right? Wherever he was drafted. So going back to it, yes, Mac Jones in short will have a shorter leash than some of these other quarterbacks because the scouting report on Mac Jones, he's the most NFL ready quarterback. Okay. So 49er fans, as unfair as it is, this is the expectation for Mac Jones. If he was the full-fledged starter in San Francisco, in my analytics and my grading system, this is how I see Mac Jones' stat line to be in his rookie year. If he was to play a full 16-game schedule, which he's not, let's say he plays 8 games, or what are we in, a 17-game schedule? So let's say 8, right? 8-9 games, right? So in 8 games, I fully expect him to throw for maybe 12 touchdowns. I know that's not a gaudy stat line, but 12 touchdowns, maybe throw 6 picks. I mean, I don't know, right? To have a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, that would be a win, right? Because the touchdown to interception ratio. And then you look at the passing yards, right? So you have George Kittle there, you have Brandon Ayuk, you have Deebo Samuel, and you have a stable offensive line. So there's the expectation to throw less than 250 passing yards a game. Doesn't matter who you're facing. That should be the exact average. At least 250 is not that high, especially in a pass-happy league. Come on, you can hit 250. If you play fantasy football, you can hit 250. All right, even against the best defenses, right? With the way the 49ers are geared and primed, the way Kyle Shanahan schemes things up, he should be able to hit 250 times 8 in no time. So if he doesn't hit any of those numbers, and let's say he throws, instead of 12 touchdowns, he throws 8 touchdowns, and let's say the numbers are reversed. Instead of throwing 6 interceptions, he throws 12 interceptions. Well, then you're looking at it and being like, well, isn't this guy the most NFL pro-ready quarterback to come out? How come he's struggling behind all this talent and supporting cast around him? Now, Trey Lance gets a pass because he's raw, like you said, echoing your analysis. Justin Fields also gets a pass because he's considered not the NFL most pro-ready quarterback. Not as much as Trey Lance, but the leash is a little bit longer than a guy like Mac Jones. So ultimately, Mac Jones is in a tough spot to begin with. Mac Jones, if he's a pick, like I'm saying, heads are going to roll. And I don't care how he looks. I mean, take it from me. I'm in the fitness game. I get judged on my body every single day. Okay? It's the industry that I'm in. I don't care I don't care if he has a beer belly. I don't care if he's 5,000 pounds. I don't care about that. If he wins me games and wins Super Bowls, I can care less. I'd be like, you know what? Let's go head out to In-N-Out right now. Let's go eat some Rice Krispie treats during your workout, like I always do. Okay, let's do that. I don't care what he looks like as long as he wins. Ultimately, though, Mac Jones, I'm not so sure he's that guy. I'm not so sure I can trust Mac Jones to be given all that draft capital for a guy you could have got at 8 or 9, let alone 12, and trade up for a guy like that. It just doesn't make any financial sense to go ahead and make that play, because let's face it, we just talked about it earlier on. The only reason why people are talking about Mac Jones is because the Niners are hyping up and leaking Mac Jones. If Mac Jones was even in top 10 discussion, he was even in top 5 discussion, which is why I believe that the New England Patriots are going to make a play for the 4th quarterback, and it's not going to be Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones is going to be the 5th quarterback off the board if the Niners pass on him as the 3rd quarterback off the board. He's going to slide. Mac Jones is going to slide. And the reason he's going to slide is because everyone knows what you're getting with Mac Jones, a game manager. He's a game manager. Now, is game managers bad? No, because you can win with a game manager. Trent Dilfer did it with the Baltimore Ravens. He was a game manager. They still won the Super Bowl because that awesome defense. So to say that you can't win with a game manager, you can get it done. But the safe bet is, who would you rather have? I mean, logically. And that's why people are getting so upset about drafting Mac Jones, because everyone doesn't want Mac Jones. That's like saying, I mean, go back a few years. Remember when J.J. Stokes was drafted number 10, right? And I believe the Niners traded up to draft J.J. Stokes. And everyone thought that was a steal, and then he didn't pan out, right? So the reverse psychology of that is everyone loved the pick, including myself. I was like, oh, J.J. Stokes, the next Jerry Rice. Ultimately, he was not the next Jerry Rice, but he was serviceable. He wasn't bad. He had some good years, right? Playing alongside Ty Streets, playing alongside Terrell Lawrence, had guys like Cedric Wilson, who they got out of Tennessee, who was a speed demon between the 20s. So he played along with guys like that and still put up 600-700 yards and a year, which is very serviceable for a number 3 wide receiver. But he was never that true number 1 wide receiver. With Mac Jones, he doesn't get that pass for being a top 10 pick. His job is Super Bowl or bust. And if he doesn't win the Super Bowl, or if he doesn't shine early on, like you said, the 49er fan base will run him out of San Francisco faster than he can say San Francisco treat. That's all I got to say about that. Because he won't be a treat. Right? So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. But what else is on your mind? What do you think is going to happen? Aside from the number 3 overall pick, who do you want? Do you want Trey Lance? Who's the guy that you want?
Oh, I've been saying it since day one. Like, this is before the season ended. Unfortunately, COVID, happened.
Yes.
Their conference played a 1-game showcase. Didn't make any sense. But just imagine if he had that extra year, just 1 extra year, 13 college games. That's how many games, college football players, play. And he had an outstanding season. Everyone would be talking about Trey Lance, Justin Fields, and Lawrence.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what they would be talking. And unfortunately, that's the NFL. I mean, that's college football. It's what happened this year. It is what it is. Now, if John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan on their conference after the trade, they went on, they talked about it. Jimmy Garoppolo is still the plan. So let's try to rationalize this, idea. All right, we're not going to trade him for a 2nd round or a 3rd round. They kept saying 1st round pick. No team is that dumb to give a 1st round pick for a quarterback who wins but also gets hurt.
Right.
If you're going to bring Mac Jones, let's just say this. You have to trade Jimmy Garoppolo, because that kid in his head has been told by his coaches and the staff and ESPN and all that he can win a Super Bowl his rookie year, which is BS, in my opinion. At least if you bring Trey Lance in, who you can develop, and he has a high ceiling. And I heard like a bunch of people on another YouTube podcast yesterday evening, and they were arguing, no, this, that,
Arguing
this, that.
what? Arguing what?
That Trey Lance, is not the ideal size, and he,
Who said that?
I don't know, some podcast,
What podcast?
I don't know. It's not a 49er podcast, but it was like some YouTuber, that covers NFL. and he was just saying, a lot of things that didn't make any sense. So basically,
so why are you listening to him? Why are you listening to him then? I'm thinking like, dude, I don't listen. There's a lot of BS, bro, on YouTube and social media in general. It's like, dude, to be honest, I don't listen to anybody. It's because I feel like it's just a lot of it's clickbait. They don't know what they're talking about. Not like saying I know any better than them. It's just like if I hear something that's just way off, I'm out of there.
Well, I'll be completely honest. I do listen to things even if they're not true because you want to get their point of view and try to understand it. So back to the point. Now you go to Justin Fields, and yes, I've seen how he delivers the ball. It's a slow motion. He does deliver it very well. Yes. And you do have to clean up some of his games. A lot of people who say, oh, Justin Fields has no flaws. That's a lie. Every quarterback, any prospect has flaws, and you have to clean it up. Mac Jones has flaws. A lot of people don't want to talk about his flaws. But in the NFL, like I've seen hundreds of quarterbacks, hundreds in my lifetime. And one thing, even the pocket passers, like we don't see Drew Brees like running around like Lamar Jackson, but he's able to extend plays with his feet. Tom Brady, again, he doesn't do that, but I've seen him like run for 10, 15 yards, not all the time, but I've seen him do that. Mac Jones has to learn how to do that in the NFL, and that's scary that if you're going to invest 2 future picks and another pick, a third round, and you're going to invest a guy that has a lot of things that he has to clean up just because he throws the ball 60, 70 yards down the field doesn't mean that Kyle Shanahan is going to be just airing it out each passing play. Because Kyle Shanahan loves those slants and the short stuff. And, that's just how Kyle Shanahan is. And that's the reason why if it is Mac Jones, Kyle Shanahan has to clean a lot of his stuff up. And I don't think he wants to do that because, again, he is how he is. So Trey Lance and Justin Fields, the 49er fans who, want those two guys understand that you can clean their stuff up, but they have one thing that every quarterback needs in today's NFL. You need to have good feet because Aaron Donald, is he garbage? No, he's one of the best, defensive line players. That dude can break through a line and take you down. Jalen Ramsey, who's his teammate, he's considered one of the best corners in the NFL. If Mac Jones tries to throw it that direction, a good quarterback is not going to do that. So that's just basically what I believe can happen in the NFL. Because the NFL, you said it, I think a few weeks ago, Mac Jones is 22, 23. Those guys are 5 to 10 years older than him. He's a puppy entering a league of grown men.
Right. And to your point, it's you bring up great points, and that's what I encourage is everyone has a perspective. Everyone has a perspective. Going back to Mac, the whole Mac Jones talk is total, like, I'm just tired of talking about Mac Jones, but I have to because that's the narrative that the national media is pushing. Not here in the BEASTwriter family, but that's what everyone else is pushing. I'm hearing Mac Jones. It was just Mac Jones. There was no Trey Lance before. Then it comes out, oh, well, they're torn between Mac Jones and Trey Lance. And then Rap Sheet comes out and says, yeah, I'm hearing that it's Mac Jones and Trey. So basically echoing what he said earlier, like months ago, because we're just days before the draft. There's nothing new. This is considered a slow news day, and this is something to generate some buzz. And that's why we're hopping on this live stream and talking about it. Because people want to know, Beast, is it true? I want to hear what you have to say. What's your take? What are you hearing from Levi Stadium? What's going on in Santa Clara? Well, my stance is still strong. Ultimately, I don't think it's going to be Mac Jones. It's going to be Trey Lance or Justin Fields, and they're keeping, and whoever the quarterback is, and if it is Mac Jones, they are going to keep Jimmy Garoppolo likely for one more year because he's the scapegoat. He's the scapegoat, and it gives that young quarterback time to go ahead and move on. It's too late right now to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo this late in the season and bring in a new quarterback to learn a new system and a lost season because ultimately the 49ers are in a win-now mode, correct? So if you have a new quarterback coming into the new system from a veteran standpoint, and Alex Mack just signed that deal, that short-term deal, he said, hey, look, like I thought Jimmy Garoppolo was going to be our quarterback. now we have a new guy here. You ship Jimmy Garoppolo off. So is the expectation to win the Super Bowl this year? Because that's why I signed here, because I want a Super Bowl ring. Do you see how that works? So no free agent, no veteran free agent would sign on with San Francisco on 1-2 year prove-it deals unless they were in the win-now mode. Because they could have got a 1-2 year deal anywhere. Why'd they want to return to San Francisco? Right? What's the competitive advantage of going to San Francisco and returning on a cheap contract rather than signing that cheap contract with someone else? And next year, when the TV revenue deals come up and the partnerships go up, ultimately they'll have more money and they can leverage their contract how they see fit long term. It just doesn't make sense. So that's why I think Jimmy Garoppolo ultimately, now I wouldn't be surprised if Jimmy Garoppolo gets traded on draft day either to the New England Patriots for a day 2 pick. And either way, Jimmy Garoppolo is damaged goods. You can't keep Jimmy Garoppolo. Ultimately, he's like a walking corpse. And this is not throwing shade at Jimmy Garoppolo. He is a walking corpse, though. When you look at Jimmy Garoppolo, what do you think? Damaged goods, walking corpse, not there long term. Why should I invest in this guy? He's not even here. He already has 1 foot out the door. Right? Honestly, how many people are going to buy Jimmy Garoppolo jerseys this year? It was the hottest selling jersey from 2017 to 2019. Now it's probably going to be on the shelves and people are just like, you know what? Can I return this? Because he's not going to be on the team next year. I'm being serious though. Right? Yeah. So that's what I have to say about that. I just keep it 100, man. I don't know, man. It's stupid. I think it's stupid. But anyways, what else is on your mind?
So I got a question for you. Have you ever visited this YouTube channel called TPS? It's like a sports channel. They do a lot of NFL stuff on it.
For what?
Oh, it's called a YouTube channel. It's called TPS. It talks about, sports, basketball, and they do a lot of football content. Uh-huh. And one of their, they were doing, bust and those who are going to have successful career. And I wanted to ask you because, you talk about you're an Alabama guy. You love Najee Harris. And those people on that video said that he had a good quarterback. He had a good offensive line. He's going to be a bust. So I want to ask you,
who's going to be a bust?
Najee Harris.
Who said that?
I told you that it's that YouTube channel is called TPS.
TPS stands for total piece of. I'm joking. We're just joking here in the BEASTwriter family. They're like, oh, well, what does BWF stand for? It stands for BEASTwriter family. Why would he say that? Who is this guy? Is it even worth mentioning?
No, the reason why I want to ask you is because, you talk a lot about him, that, he's really good.
He's excellent.
So
he's excellent.
So here's my real question.
Okay.
What team does he fit the most?
Najee Harris, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have him mocked to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I used to work for Pittsburgh Steelers, obviously for Sports Illustrated, so I get intel from them too. They're really high on Najee Harris. And I said that from day one. When Mel Kiper put out that mock draft, his first initial mock draft, and he had Landon Dickerson, I put up a YouTube podcast. He said, you missed out on Najee Harris, because that's what I was hearing, and that's what I thought he would be a perfect fit for. Najee Harris is perfect for a power run-based run scheme. However, he's not scheme-dependent. He's very versatile coming out of the flat. He had 70 catches, right? So when you take that into account, you get a workhorse between the tackles, but you also get someone who's very durable. People talk about tread on his tires. I already debunked that. You look at the history of running backs drafted since 2000, a lot of them had tread on their tires and went on to have Hall of Fame careers. LaDainian Tomlinson was one of them, right? So, and you can go down the list and pick out the few others. Derrick Henry, you guys get the picture, right? So, Mark Ingram, right? So, Alabama guys. Trent Richardson was the only anomaly. But going back to it, you look at it and take it step by step. Najee Harris, to me, can go as early as to the Miami Dolphins at 18. Team him back up with Tua Tagovailoa. And that's something that could definitely play out. But from 18 to 24, I think Najee Harris is going to go in that range. I don't see him falling out of the first round, and simply because there's always a team in the tail end of the first who will make a trade back up in the tail end of the first for that coveted player. So if they are sitting there in the second round and they know Najee Harris is not going to be there by pick 43 when the Niners are on the clock, they might jump back in the tail in the first and pick up a guy like Najee Harris. Now, Javonte Williams is another guy who I like. That's another one of my draft crushes. I really love Javonte Williams, what he brings to the table. Already did a podcast on that earlier. But those two guys, again, they're more based for a power-based run-style offense. However, in Shanahan's scheme, Najee Harris would be a perfect complement back. I think Najee Harris would be, you're talking about scrimmage yards every year, 1,500, 1,700 scrimmage yards a year. I mean, that's pretty much what you're getting. The knock on Najee Harris is he's not a home run threat every time he touches the ball. Well, that's fine, but he's still going to churn 5 to 6, 7 yards. Well, in college, that's what he got, 5, 6, 7 yards per carry. In the NFL, I kind of see his average dropping a bit depending on the offensive line and the supporting cast around him, but career average probably in the 4.5 to 5 yards per carry average, which is really strong, right? That's an above average back. And then you take it a step further with his receiving skills. Najee Harris would be a perfect complement to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, James Conner is now off to the NFC West, Arizona Cardinals. They want a zone blocking scheme type of a back. So that's why Travis Etienne would be a logical play there. But I don't see that happening because they have Chase Edmonds and they also have, they brought in James Conner. So I don't think they're going to go running back at pick number 16, I think is what they hold. So yeah, I like Najee Harris, man. I don't think he's a bust. Anyone who says he's a bust, just turn on the film. Right?
Yeah. And I saw that SEC game. I think he had 5 total touchdowns. He caught a few and he had a really good game, and just that game alone. I know I didn't see a lot of college football this year, but when a running back can do that, it shows you, that he's good. Unfortunately, a lot of offenses are moving passing and the running backs are not, you're not going to see a lot of running backs in the top 10. It's just how it is.
Right.
Just like Kyle Juszczyk. I think once he retires, the fullback is probably going to be very, very little. So I do like him. And I know the Steelers are going to like him a lot because, that coach, he likes those types of players.
Yeah. And again, Michael McCann says, Jones talk aside, I hear a lot of reports. Actually, to get back to his first question, Michael McCann asked me if I had Mac Jones mocked to the Niners at number 3. I do not. Everyone else does. I have Trey Lance mocked to the Niners at number 3. Currently changing it from Justin Fields to Trey Lance. But Michael McCann says, Jones talk aside, I hear a lot of reports SF may move up in the second. Is that a smokescreen? Also, is there something to it? Who do you like in the second? In the second round, I like a running back. I like Javonte Williams out of North Carolina or Michael Carter. I like any one of those two backs. I think they would be perfect for Shanahan's scheme. Ultimately, they also need offensive line help because they need offensive line depth. They also can use a cornerback help like Asante Samuel. I like him playing the slot cornerback position, but you already have K'Wan Williams there. So if you're in a win now mode, go get yourself a workhorse running back. Get it yourself Javonte Williams or Michael Carter. I don't know. What do you think of those two guys?
Personally, I don't really think running back is important for the 49ers. Like I said, that's just me. I think
good. This is a good discussion. This is a good discussion. Why? Tell me why. It's not a debate. I'm not. Oh my God. Right. No, I just want to hear your reasoning because if you have this point of view, I'm sure other people have this point of view. So it's good to talk about this. This is what I want, like a healthy discussion. So tell me why you don't think running back is an important position for the San Francisco 49ers.
Well, like the running backs of the 49ers have right now, they're not first round or second round or even third round talent. Mostert was a practice squad player for a bunch of teams, and Kyle Shanahan has been able to work with them. It's just that Mostert, just like all the running backs, they get hurt. So, and then Jeff Wilson Jr., he's a really good running back, but again, just like a lot of running backs, injuries. So they can find, good running backs like Matt Breida, a very small dude, when the 49ers were really bad before Jimmy Garoppolo came to the team, he was a pretty good running back. I don't know if he was drafted or he was undrafted, but you can always find running backs, because Kyle Shanahan really knows how to develop them, just like his dad, like Terrell Davis. I don't know if he was like a late round pick, but he had a really good career. Unfortunately, just like, a lot of Shanahan running backs, they get hurt. Yeah. But in the second round, if we were going to go for an offensive player, I think wide receiver because like Kendrick Bourne, he got traded. I don't know about Richie James because everyone says different things about him. Because I think he's good, but I don't know if he is. And then you look at the rest of the wide receivers that we have, like Craycraft. I don't know about Travis Benjamin. Of course, Jalen.
Horrible. I'm joking with you. No, I'm joking. I joke. I'm just not high on them though. I seen enough, man. I watched a film training camp. What I'm hearing, I just don't. They're just guys. My opinion. I could be wrong. My opinion. But thank you, Robert Slavin, for your super chat and super sticker. He says Lance is the most upside. Let's get Lance. He's smart. Mel, thank you so much again for the super chat and super sticker. She says, you make us smile, Beast. Well, I'm glad I make you smile. You guys make me smile as well. And mahalo. Mel was our second winner of the BEASTwriter family giveaway. She's awesome. Everyone here is awesome. We got Mariah in here. Mariah says, hey, Ryan, hope all is well. How you doing, Mariah? Good hearing from you. Gavin Upright Cartwright says Trey Lance is the next Dwayne Haskins. Wow. What do you think of that?
That's a really good. I'm not sure how to answer that. Because we haven't seen a lot of Dwayne Haskins. Like basically all we can say about Dwayne Haskins is what he did with the Washington football team.
Yeah.
He's with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know if he can turn his career around. Like Trey Lance, I don't think he's Dwayne Haskins. Like as I mentioned, it's hard to like just say, oh, this guy resembles this guy who's playing in the NFL. It's really hard, but we have to see. Plus, at the end of the day, whoever the Niners get, say we do get Lance,
yes,
he's going to have 1 or 2 years to develop. He's not going to be put in like Dwayne Haskins.
Right.
Same thing with Justin Fields. He's not going to be put in like Dwayne Haskins. And even for if it happens, Mac Jones, he's not going to be put in because a lot of people say, "Oh, we're drafting the quarterback because we want them to start week 1." That's not going to happen. That's the only prediction I can say. Jimmy Garoppolo, if he's still on the team, will start week 1. On week 17, is Jimmy Garoppolo going to be the quarterback or is it going to be one of the rookies? That's a possibility. You never know.
Yeah, you just never know. Gavin Upright Cartwright says, Beast, you doing a watch along for the draft? I am doing a live stream on draft day, so you're in luck. I'm going to be doing a live stream just like we are here, watching the picks as they unfold and giving you and providing you my real-time analysis, just like Mel Kiper is on TV. It's really cool. Just you hear my stuff, what I have to say instead of Mel Kiper. Who's Mel Kiper? I love that. Always like, who the heck is Mel Kiper?
Did you hear what Mel Kiper said this morning?
What, that BEASTwriter is awesome? What did he say?
He said that if he was the 49ers, he would draft Justin Fields. But then he goes with his 2-minute explanation. Oh, Kyle Shanahan only likes Kirk Cousins, and he's biased. Yeah. So he I have to put Mac Jones at number 3, not because Mac Jones is the best quarterback. So I really don't know why he keeps saying that Mac Jones has to be picked, even though he doesn't believe that, which is kind of idiotic.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to point that out because he's doing it again.
Well, Mel Kiper's good, man. I mean, there's a reason why we all follow Mel Kiper. I mean, I honestly, okay, you want to know who I like, and Mel Kiper doesn't get it wrong, but he is magnified and on this pedestal for a reason. It is Mel Kiper. I mean, you take Mel Kiper out of the equation, who's going to watch ESPN? Todd McShay? I mean, yeah, but he's like the 1B, right? It's always been Mel Kiper. He's been doing it for years, and is he right all the time? No, but he does provide some good analysis. Now, I beat him every year since covering this, so how come I don't have Mel Kiper's job? Well, it's not as easy as 1, 2, 3, right? He's earned his stripes. But let me just go over some of Mel Kiper's picks and Todd McShay. These are a few of the guys who I really respect. Charles Davis, I respect. Daniel Jeremiah, Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, I respect. And Bucky Brooks, I respect. I respect their analysis in terms of their mock drafts. That's all I have to say about that. Now, breaking down game film, that's another story. But as it pertains to like mock drafts, I mean, all the other ones I beat them within the first 15 picks. Like, they're not even in the running. These guys I compare my mock drafts to, and dude, I mean, they're pretty much in line, and their analysis is pretty on point. So again, Mel Kiper is not the best, but then again, there's a reason he's on ESPN and I'm on this YouTube channel. But then again, I don't know if I'd want to work for ESPN because I kind of like to be honest with you, I kind of like doing this more. I just think when you're not being told like the narrative, not saying that's the case, but like narratives to push or whatever the case may be, like this is very free flowing. Like I can just hop on just like you and just talk football and be like, oh, well, what do you know? Be like, well, my track record speaks for itself. That's what I know. So just everything's timestamped. Just go on there and know this guy knows what he's talking about, or he doesn't know what he's talking about. So I don't know. I like doing it this way better. But no, Mel Kiper is Mel Kiper for a reason. Do you like Mel Kiper? That's my question to you. What would you grade Mel Kiper? I'd give him a 7 out of 10.
Well, Mel Kiper is not like, horrible, but he does get a lot of things wrong. But when he does get something right, it really shows you, what, because every prospect is a boom or bust. You never know what can happen. So, he's doing the same thing as everybody, He looks at the needs of each team and then he looks at the best fit schemes and whatnot.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I would give him a 4 and a 5 because,
Whoa.
and remember, like, it's true. He gets a lot of things wrong. And when he does get something right, he acts like he's a know-it-all and he thinks he's better than everybody. That cockiness, because, when he was doing the Alex Smith, Aaron Rodgers, that stuff, of course, Aaron Rodgers had the better career. He did land at a good spot. Alex Smith came in at a horrible situation when the 49ers were bad. And it really shows you that, quarterbacks have to go where they fit. And sometimes, and I know a lot of people are not going to like this, but this is the fact. Trevor Lawrence should not go to Jacksonville. Zach Wilson should not go to the Jets. And I think the quarterback that should go to 49ers is Zach Wilson, because Zach Wilson is what Shanahan is looking for. A lot of people think that he's looking for Kirk Cousins. No, he's looking for a quarterback that's able to have a good arm down the field, accurate down the field passer. And he said that. At the same time, he doesn't want Lamar Jackson, but he wants someone who's in the pocket, but someone like John Elway and Steve Young, like his dad. And many people say, oh, Steve Young was a horrible runner. John Elway was a horrible runner. Really? Yes, they were better at the passing game. Like Patrick Mahomes does not play like Lamar Jackson. Aaron Rodgers does not play like Lamar Jackson. There's a difference. Okay. When people say the word mobile, they think, oh, you're a running back. No, even I just saw yesterday Aaron Rodgers' rushing numbers, and I was surprised. He has 31 touchdowns, like almost 4,000 rushing yards, and he's a quarterback.
Yeah.
So that's what the people who say they like Mac Jones is, because NFL, you only win if you're in that pocket. Well, even the best quarterbacks in NFL history have been able to manipulate the pocket to allow their receivers to get open. And that's why I like Justin Fields and Trey Lance if Zach Wilson is gone, because Shanahan, because when Garoppolo came to San Francisco, there was a lot of times where his offensive line broke down and he rolled out the pocket.
Oh, trust me, I was up in the press box. We were laughing about this up in the press box. We're watching this, and he's scrambling for his life. Like, we were actually making jokes in the press box as the play develops. And when you're sitting in the press box, you see plays before they develop because you get a bird's eye view. And let me tell you something. Jimmy Garoppolo was running for his life and still made plays out of nothing. It was ridiculous. And it was kind of like Stephen Curry-esque, in terms of creating for other teammates and so forth and putting them in the best position to make plays and making them look better. Ultimately, your thinking is spot on, but it doesn't matter what we think. It matters what GM John Lynch is going to do. ultimately, that's what these mock drafts are based on. Again, my mock draft is not based on what I would do if I was the GM. It's what I actually see playing out. And I don't think it's Mac Jones today. Now, that can change. Obviously, nothing is set in stone until the day of the draft, right before the draft kicks off, and then everything is set. I can't go and teeter-totter. My mock draft is locked in just 5 minutes before the draft, and it's done. And what's done is done. So a lot can change from now until then, but ultimately, I still don't see it being Mac Jones. I'm hearing Trey Lance. Now, tomorrow, it could be like, oh, what about Justin Fields? Don't count out Justin Fields either. So, not Mac Jones. That's all I got to say about that. John Jay, thank you so much for tuning in to the live stream, man. And mahalo. I appreciate the love and support, my man.
All right, man. Thanks for having me on, and have a good rest of your show.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, so that's John Jay. Bill Neffelberg, New York Jets fan, says, what do you think about Kevin Murphy saying that the only reason Justin Fields is falling in the draft is that teams are racist? That could be true, although I don't think that's the ultimate determination as to why Justin Fields will potentially fall. John Day says, John Lynch College Shanahan Conference going live in 5. So they're live right now. Brandy Lewis says, I thought the Packers would take Haskins to develop behind Rodgers. All right. Stanley Nagasako says, aloha, brother. 49ers for life, bro. I would take in the second round the fullback or running back or our running back, tight end. Aloha from Hawaii. And aloha from you too. Aloha, aloha. Rashi says, aloha from the BEASTwriter family. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Bill Neffelberg says Mel knows BEASTwriter is his daddy. Hey, Bill, I still want to go on Jets Central, bro. Get your boy on Jets Central so I can talk Jets football with that. What is it? 24/7 Jets Central. Down to talk football with that guy. Always down. Brandy Lewis, time for the 49ers to look at the next great tight end. All right. Here we go. Here we go. A says Kiper is just for ratings. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh, guess you guys are not fans of Mel Kiper. All right. What else we got here? Rashi says Trey Lance will either be the next Dante Culpepper or Michael Robinson. Interesting. A says the ones Kiper gets right, everyone already knew that. All right. Brandy Lewis says, due to the 49ers offensive scheme, you can win with average receivers. This is the way to go about it, in my opinion. All right. Here we go. Here we go. We got Brian Keteran says, hi, how you doing? Aaron Harris from the BEASTwriter family says, should we go slot or running back on the second? I like Wilson and Mostert. What are our slot options? Slot options. All right. If you go slot, I like Elijah Moore. I don't think he's going to fall to 43. Ultimately, I do like Elijah Moore. I also like Rondale Moore. So let's call them the Moore brothers. I like those two guys, Rondale Moore out of Purdue, but Elijah Moore is my number one slot receiver. He's very shifty, very quick, very tough going across the middle, can make all the catches, has a huge catch radius, catches everything in stride and on the dot in the numbers. He is a big playmaker, running those shallow crossing digs and those routes that you would require of the slot position wide receiver. All right. Here we go. We got more to come. It's a lot easier to say what San Fran wants simply because they have everything else figured out. Lee Ving says, cornerback in the second, really no depth after Verrett and Mosley. They got K'Wan Williams, but as far as boundary cornerback, yes, that is correct. Niners all day. Got to go. John Presser is on the great show, Beast. Thank you so much. Kirk Reynolds says, 49ers press conference now live. Thanks, Beast. Check y'all later. Yes. If you guys want to check what they have to say, go ahead and do that. I already know what they're going to say. That's why I'm on at this time, because he's going to say all the right things. He's not going to show you anything. So he's going to be like, yeah, we like all the quarterback. Here, you know what I know he's going to say? I'll do a tidbit because I've been on Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch pressures all the time during war room. This is what he's going to say. So the quarterbacks, what do you think of the quarterback? Oh, no, we like all the quarterbacks. We're doing our due diligence. We're leaving no stone unturned. We're excited about who we get at number 3, whether it's any one of those quarterbacks. They won't mention names. Whether it's any one of these quarterbacks, they all bring something different to the table, and they're all going to be good at the next level. So we're happy with whoever we get at that position. Oh, are you targeting anyone? That's the question. Oh, we have, there's a few guys that we are looking at right now. Again, nothing set in stone. We're still doing our due diligence on it. Yada, yada, yada. You guys get the picture. Same thing all the time. Same thing all the time. Donald Burnell says, from the BEASTwriter family, says, aloha from Vallejo, Fairfield, the Bay Area. All right. Bill Network says, I've talked to him, bro. He just has to get in touch. Okay, cool. So I'll be on a Jets podcast. Happy about that here in the BEASTwriter family. Thank you so much. Bill is my New York Jets go-to guy. Thank you so much, Bill. And mahalo for the love and support here in the BEASTwriter family. Braden Springer says, who has the highest football IQ out of all the rookie quarterbacks? That would be Mac Jones, in my opinion, or Trey Lance. Brandy Lewis says, staying healthy is 80% of the 49ers battle. Top pick to boot. I see a deep playoff push. Agreed. Not your average sports kid says, Niners need Lance because of the chip on his shoulder. Mr. TNA says, Elijah Moore can be the best wide receiver in this draft. The question to him is how bad he wants it or not. Y.I. Zolman says, Lance by a mile. J.R. Meadows says, I'm for Wilson or Lance. Interesting. Mr. TNA from Romania says, the channel and Twitter is Jet Central. He is great at what he does. All right. Sproles type running back would fare better than a slot type guy, in my opinion. Isaac V, thank you for tuning in, says, I feel there's no way the Niners would draft 9 players. No way 9 rookies make the roster. Do you see them trading up or trading down for future assets? Yes, I see that possibly playing out. Don Lovato, do you think Pitts will be drafted number 3 and Jones picked at a later pick? No, I don't see that happening, although I would love it because Kyle Pitts is a beast. Isaac V says, remember during last season when the consensus was that this quarterback draft was bad this year? Now there are 5 guys that will come in and be successful. Brandy Lewis says the TV deals will not take effect until 2023. Draft is the name of the game. You see trading out of later rounds. Yes. Goat King says 49ers draft Jones. Interesting take. If you guys want to hop on to the live stream, just go ahead and do so. It's right here. Just call in and talk all things NFL with BEASTwriter. And again, for all who do, a few things I want to discuss. One, I am doing a live stream for all of you guys on the day of the draft. So if you wanted to see what I had to say, you're in luck. What I'm going to do is I'll be hopping on the live stream just like I am now, and we'll be watching the We'll be watching the draft live together. So it's a really cool thing that we have going on here. And aside from that, guys, we will run giveaways on draft day. That's right. So if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, do yourself a solid and do so in the lower right-hand corner of your screen as you stay up to date on all things Beast in real time. So, for instance, if you are on Facebook, which a lot of you guys are, and you want to be entered to win the Family Friday giveaways that we run every single Friday, all you got to do is subscribe to my channel, spread the word, and engage with us here in the BEASTwriter family. And you can do so by opening a new web browser. If you're on YouTube, just go to youtube.com/BEASTwriter and subscribe to your boy, and you'll be entered for these Family Friday giveaways instantly every single week. You can't beat it. Who else gives you free? Like, this is good stuff. This is no cheap stuff. I mean, look, this is a 49, still packaged and sealed, a 49ers blanket with the NFL licensing logo right there. So you can't miss it. Good stuff. And Ollie Bear, if you're watching, you are the winner of the Family Friday giveaway of these 49ers masks, complete with the NFL licensing logo. Again, everything that I have is official licensing gear. So again, go ahead and message your boy so I can ship these bad boys out to you and get those masks over to you. All right, a lot to discuss. Let me just see what we got. A lot of stuff going on here. Arun Singh says Mel Kiper was good in the 90s. Mr. TNA from Romania in 3rd grade, Lance teacher told him he will never play a professional sport in college. Minnesota told him he will not play quarterback in college. Many tell he cannot do it in the NFL or he will be a bust. Hashtag doubters. Noah Johnson Alexandre says, do you think Jimmy will get traded? Yes, I do. I do. Rob Banks says, as a Vikings fan, I'm predicting Fields or Lance. 49ers didn't need to trade up for that far to get Mac Jones. Thank you so much. And mahalo, Rob Banks, for hopping onto this live stream. Minnesota Vikings fans, I love it. I have Minnesota, like here in the Beastwriter family, that's what we're about. Again, mahalo for subscribing to the channel. And again, we are doing fun Family Friday giveaways. And again, since you're a Vikings fan, not to worry. If you don't want any of these Niner things and you're the winner, not to worry. Just head over to the team store, pick out a value of $25. I'll go ahead and ship that out to you. Also, we are running some giveaways for our Beastwriter family swag. So we're launching new threads, which includes t-shirts, hats, beanies, you name it, with the Beastwriter family logo. So a lot of good stuff coming in. And again, all our stuff is premium quality stuff. I don't skimp on quality. That's one thing that you know about me. Of course, Bay Area Rooted is my other clothing line, aside from doing this and personal training and all that other stuff in between. But with that being said, I'm all about quality. I never compromise quality. I'm all about the quality of work, because at the end of the day, it's my name on it. My name's on it. It should be the best quality. Otherwise, it's bad quality, and that's not good, because I won't be associated with the loser quality product. Braden Springer, I'm so tired of talking to Mac Jones. Yeah, me too. Brian Nee says, if Cam Newton has a Pro Bowl type season and we draft Lance, would you re-sign Cam on a 1 year, 20-ish deal and start Lance in 2023? Yeah, man, that's a tough one. I would say yes. Why not? I would say yes. Why? No, there's no reason to start Trey Lance right away, especially if Cam Newton is having a Pro Bowl type season. Mr. Tine, Howie Rosen will troll the Cowboys again and trade up to 9 to get Patrick Surtain. Oh, man, that's true. Because the Dallas Cowboys currently are sitting there at 10, one pick ahead of the Denver Broncos, who pick at 9. Ultimately, the Denver Broncos are a hot spot for a trade to move back from 9 to 12 with the Philadelphia Eagles, who gained the 12th pick initially from the Miami Dolphins, which came by way of the San Francisco 49ers from moving to 12 to 3, then 3 to 6. And don't be surprised if that happens, because Patrick Surtain is likely to be the first cornerback off the board, and he's not going to get out of the top 10. I can tell you that right now. Delcio Castillo, great show. I think we trade Jimmy G for the second round pick to the Patriots and draft Lance. Mike Larry, is Mac Jones at the second round a steal? He's the same guy. Oh, man. That is funny. All right. Noah Johnson says, what are your thoughts on Amari Rodgers? Amari Rodgers, I'm not too high on him. I did some scouting report on him. I'm not too high on Amari Rodgers. Raji, do you have links to buy your merch? Not yet, my man. So once we have that in, I'm actually getting it made as we speak. So typically after the draft, this shipment is about to roll through, and then you can pre-order yours or order yours, either or. I will not have a link, but I will have something up to where you can purchase it, which essentially would be a link. But yeah, so in short, answering your question, yes, there will be a link, and you can go ahead and purchase it on the team store. Well, not team store, the Beastwriter family store, I guess you should say, since it's here in the Beastwriter family. So yeah, stay tuned and make sure to check back with the community page so you stay up to date on all things Beast in real time. All right. Until this draft, there have been one that I love. All the players to college UNC players in this draft are this reason in 2021. Aaron Singh says Julio Jones is on the trading block. That is correct. He is on the trading block. Unfortunately, the Falcons cannot make this trade until after June 1 because of the salary cap ramifications tied to his dead money associated to his contract. Paul Balija says, Sub Beast, what's going on Facebook? Just do yourself a favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel right here. Just go to youtube.com/Beastwriter. I know you're on Facebook. I know you're on YouTube if you're on Facebook. So do yourself a solid so you win Family Friday giveaways like this. 49ers blanket. Still in a sealed package. You see this? Look at that. Boom. Still there, wrapped and good to go. Again, it has an NFL licensing logo on it. But you can't win this free swag here in the Beastwriter family if you're not subscribed to our channel here on YouTube. All right. Aaron Singh says, who are your sleeper players? I already did a live stream on my 5 sleeper players. So if you want to go ahead and watch that podcast, again, just scroll through my podcast. I have a podcast playlist for all you guys. Again, I cover all 32 NFL teams. Aside from that, obviously the NFL draft, my workout videos. So just scroll through the 2021 NFL draft analysis playlist on my tab, and you will see everything I had to say about my sleepers. All right. So I think Aron Singh said, Don Lovato says, love your show, BEASTwriter. Thank you so much. And I love having you here in the BEASTwriter family. Aron Singh says, how do you pick the winner? Well, it's a computerized system that's based on the algorithmic formula. It's based on the engagement here, whether it's sending me super chats, super stickers, or just engaging with me like this, asking me this question. Likes obviously play a role. People who engage with me on the comment section in the podcast. So it's all based on engagement. And what I do is for that week, I total everything up. It's a strenuous process. I put it in this computer system. And it spits out a name. And whoever that winner is, that's the winner. So there was a guy by the name of Anthony Lozado. Anthony Lozado won the 49ers Farewell to the Candlestick flag. He was on the live stream one time. And what happened was he was the winner. And it was just random. You know, he didn't send a super chat or nothing like that, but he was the winner. So it's very random. Very, very random how the winners are picked. But ultimately, it's all about social media engagement. Hey Beast, Chris Tomiyama says, hey Beast, way to represent the Japanese community. Mahalo, and thank you for the love. Trey Lance at 3. Yes, I think Trey Lance is at 3 as of today. Mr. TNA says, Herbert is trying so hard to make Telesco trade for Sewell. Brandy Lewis from the BEASTwriter family says, Houston Flyers running more bunch formations this year. With a young quarterback behind center, yes, because you can run more play action pass. You can have Kyle Juszczyk incorporated more in the passing game as a dual threat receiver coming out of the flat off the play action pass. Again, Kyle Juszczyk to me is the X factor. They're not using him enough. I wish they would use him a lot more, especially off those wheel routes coming out of the flat. Obviously, he can be used as a leaked blocker, as a downfield receiver, down the seams, so he can be used in that way as well. I just wish Kyle Juszczyk would be used more. I like Kyle Juszczyk, don't you guys? All right. Paul Balejo says, boom, subscribe. That's what's going on, man. Mahalo. And again, subscribe to your boy if you haven't already, like Paul Balejo's, and be entering for our Family Friday giveaways and spread the word. So now that you're subscribed, do yourself a favor. Tell all your family and friends to subscribe, because we run huge giveaways, like big giveaways, including 49ers tickets to the games. Who doesn't want 49ers tickets to the games? This is nothing new. I've been doing this since covering the team as one of the team's beat writers. I legit give good tickets, not like nosebleed tickets. I give away my season tickets. They're mine. I pay for them myself. So in section 134, those are my tickets. In row 31, those are my tickets. I give 2 tickets next to each other to people who subscribe and engage with me. So the more you guys give, the more I can give. And it's all about, for me, it's all about giving back to all of you guys. So mahalo, and thank you for subscribing to the channel. Love it. Ollie Bear says, oh, wow, cool. Yesterday was my birthday too. I'll DM you on Twitter for the mask. Much mahalos from me and my sons. Yes, Ollie Bear, you won these masks. Again, this is the real deal. See, I ain't joking around, man. I'm telling you, when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. So mahalo and happy birthday to you from all of us here in the BEASTwriter family. I will get these over to you. Just shoot me a DM on Twitter, or I actually have an email at BEASTwriter, not at BEASTwriter. It's BEASTwriterNFL@gmail.com, and you can find that on the YouTube channel art in the bio. But thank you so much. I appreciate the love. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap up this podcast. This was a very fun one. So we got Jets gang in here. We got Jets fans coming in here. Okay. How do you feel about 49ers getting Mac Jones? I don't like it, bro. I don't like it. I do not like Mac Jones at number 3. I am a huge Roll Tide fan. I do like Mac Jones, but not at 3. Brandy Lewis says, any draft day traditions? Yes. Well, usually on my draft day tradition, when I was covering the 49ers, is we would ultimately always get pizza, always get good, delicious food on draft day. Unfortunately, I'm not a beat writer with the team anymore. However, I still cover the team, but I cover all 32 NFL teams now. So with that being said, we do a lot of different things here in the BEASTwriter family. So I plan on starting a new tradition here. So on draft day, I am going to do what's called a pizza party, virtual family, BEASTwriter family pizza party. And I'm going to be sitting here eating my pizza, watching the live stream, just like you guys. And if you guys want to hop on the show and eat pizza with me live, and we can just be talking about football while eating pizza. Who doesn't like doing that? Sounds like a win-win to me. Who doesn't like pizza? I love pizza. Ultimately, we can also talk about what's your favorite pizza place too. Mine is High Five Pizza here in the South Bay off Branham Lane. But all right. Jets Gang says, what is your family tradition? Jets Gang says, from the BEASTwriter family, I think if y'all draft Mac Jones, 49ers is going to be the laughing stock. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. All right, well, that'll be it for this podcast. I hope you liked what we had to say. If you did, please hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner of your screen as you stay up to date on all things Beast in real time. Also, if you're new to following our channel, mahalo, and thank you for subscribing. Be sure to spread the word to all your family and friends and share our videos, like our videos, engage with us, so that way you'll be entered for our Family Friday giveaways. Again, this giveaway is now given to Ollie Bear. She's been supporting us from day one. Thank you so much for the love on there. And we are going to give away this Family Friday giveaway, this 49ers blanket, plus blanket, I should say. That's custom embroidered. So again, if you want to win cool prizes like this, just subscribe to your boy. And again, if you're a Jets fan, if you're a Panthers fan, if you're a Steelers fan, we have all 32 fan bases, which is why it's all about good vibes only here in the BEASTwriter family. Not to worry, just head over to the team store and pick out something that you like of $25 in value, and I'll get that out to you. Also, we're going to have some nice BEASTwriter family swag, so be sure to check out and routinely check out the community fan page, and that way you'll be staying up to date on all things Beast in real time. I'm going to use that as more of a news feed, so you guys can stay up to date on all things Beast when we're not uploading content or doing live streams. Again, before I leave, I just want to mention that Andre Carter, former San Francisco 49ers Andre Carter, is now going to be hopping on to the BEASTwriter family show at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it's 1 o'clock right now. So in 5 hours, we will have Andre Carter hopping onto the live stream and discussing with all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I had a lot of fun. I'll be back in a few. I'm just going to get my workout in, but that's it for today. BEASTwriter out.